Oh my god, it's been such a long time since I've been on here. This is my face. Have you missed it? I really hope so. It's been like a month. I am moving to New York City soon, and I just don't think that there's any time to waste in terms of this Q&A. I reached out on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, maybe you should, because that's where I turned to for questions. So if you're like, I didn't get a chance to ask you questions, it's because you're not following me on Instagram, silly. So let's take a look at these right away. The camera has only been rolling for a minute, and I'm very proud of how efficiently I got here, considering how self-obsessed I can be. Let's take a look at these questions and start answering them. The first question that I want to start off with, and it's the reason why this intro was so short, is how are you doing? What are you most excited for in this new chapter? And that was asked by Alexandria J. Caldwell, and I'm doing good. This last month has been crazy, if you guys can't tell. My computer broke for a month. It was in the shop for a month, which is why I haven't been on the channel for a month. And I'm so sorry, guys, because there were so many moments that I wish that I could have showed you in my life this last month, and I haven't been able to do that, and it has been super disheartening for me. So in that month that you missed, I finished my last show of my undergraduate degree in theater, which was Stephen Sondheim's Assassins.
Everybody's got the right to some sunshine. Everybody! Not the sun, but maybe one of its beams.
It was crazy. I had a really great time in this role. I got to work alongside a lot of my favorite people, and so can't complain there. And then my computer broke, and then I went into dead week and finals, and then I graduated. Dun, 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 dun. I haven't really had a chance for that to sink in and for me to slow down in the last few weeks. Sometimes it doesn't really feel real. Yeah, I'm done with school, guys. Not going back there, ever. It's been kind of a crazy month, and sometimes I feel a little overwhelmed because it feels like everything's happening very fast because my moving date, and here's the big reveal, I'm moving on May 27th. I'm moving in 7 days. Although it's super scary, I'm taking everything one day at a time, one task at a time, and just going check, check, check to the things I need to get done. But, in terms of what am I most excited for this new chapter, it is simultaneously the thing that scares me the most and excites me the most, and that is just a new start. Also getting to live with my sister. You guys, I feel like we've had so many new subscribers in the last year who have subscribed to the channel when me and Michelle have been separated, like separate when she's in New York and I'm in Montana. That's a very new thing, and it's been 9 months of torture. That sounds so dramatic, but like, yeah, it has not been easy. It is not my favorite thing. She is my best friend, and I get to live with her and do life with her. Like, I can't think of anything better. So sometimes when I think about like, oh, life is gonna be really hard and New York City is not an easy place to live, I think about how I get to come home to my favorite person on the planet, and I'm like, it's all gonna be okay. So probably those two things. New chapter, my sister. Madeline Louise asks, are you and Michelle going to live in the same apartment from this summer? The answer to that is pretty simple. No, we're not gonna live in the same apartment that we lived in this summer. I wish. I just won't really be able to afford it. It's kind of out of both of our price ranges, but more out of mine, honestly. We are moving, which is a bummer because we love that place. The neighborhood is perfect, the space is great. So it's kind of a bummer, but also we get to move into a new place and make that our own, so that's great. And we're looking to move into that fairly soon. So we'll see how that goes, so wish us luck. Mrs. CM Cole asks, what is your plan in terms of work? So for those of you who don't know, maybe you're new here, maybe this is the first video you've ever watched, maybe you only watch Michelle's videos and today you took a chance on one of mine. Thank you if that's the case. I am an actor. I just got my degree in theater from the University of Montana, and now I'm headed to New York to try to pursue that. I'm also really interested in stand-up comedy, so we'll see. What I'm gonna do in terms of work is I'm gonna try to be an actor and try to be a comedian, but I'm gonna have some survival jobs. So yeah, I am planning on working full-time, most likely in the restaurant industry, like serving. That'd be cool. I'm also really interested in working at a bakery again. I worked at a bakery all throughout college, and I really miss it because I figure like if I'm gonna have a survival job, I'd love it to be doing something that feeds me creatively. We'll see what comes my way. So Mrs. CM Cole, who also asked me the last question, I can't remember if I said that, she also asked, oh, also, are you going to start auditioning for shows and how will that work? You know, your guess is as good as mine. Just kidding. Mine is probably a little bit better. The answer is yeah. Obviously, I want to be a working actor. That's the goal, that's the dream. But the big draw to me graduating early and heading to New York City was primarily so I could continue my education in New York City. So although I do really want to start auditioning in New York, I also want to, in tandem, be in acting classes and be in improv classes and take classes and things I didn't have access to living in Montana. But of course, I will be auditioning and you guys will come along for that. So we'll see how that goes. Alyssa Nalon asks me, how are you and Michelle finding a new place? We're just pounding the pavement, using different apps, different websites, word of mouth, anything that we hear, we're trying to like go in on. Our mom is helping us on like Ziplo. She's using that. I don't know if that means anything. If you have any tips for New York house hunting, leave them down below because we always could use some help. Laura Brown 7 asks, will you live in Brooklyn or are you looking in Manhattan as well? Best wishes. We are primarily looking in Brooklyn. Manhattan can be kind of expensive and also you do get less amenities for the centralized location, which is fine, but you also get more space out in Brooklyn. We also like the neighborhood-esque feel. We consider Brooklyn kind of like our borough, so we'd like to stay there, but we'll see, won't we? So stay tuned. Again, I keep saying stay tuned, which is such an obnoxious thing to say, but like, yeah, we are planning on staying in Brooklyn. Alyssa Nalon also asked me a third question. Thank you for asking so many questions, Alyssa. Oh my god. What emotions are you feeling about your move? Which I think I kind of answered in the first question. I'm very excited, but I'm also very overwhelmed. Cassie Young, hi Cassie, asked me, what are must-haves that you and Michelle have in mind while searching for a new place? This is kind of a tricky question because if it was up to my mother would be like, AC, quiet neighborhood, laundry and unit, a bike room, a gym, all these things, right? But if you ask me and Michelle, we'd probably say somewhere in Brooklyn. We like Brooklyn, we kind of want to stay in Brooklyn. High ceilings, hardwood floors, lots of natural light, closets for storage, on a quiet street that's near stuff. That's basically kind of our wish list. We're gonna see if we get all of that or any of that in the next few months, so I'm not stressed, you're stressed. Ria Mata, I hope that I said that right. Raya Mata, I don't know, just taking a guess, asks, what's one of the first things that you'll do when you arrive? Eat pizza. It's always eat pizza. Always. Like hug my sister, then eat pizza. These next two questions are about Montana, so I'm gonna answer them back to back. So Allie Cranmer, we talk all the time. Hi Allie, how are you doing? She asks, what will you miss about Montana most? And honestly, I'm gonna miss a ton about Montana. I love it here. Sometimes I'm like, it's so small and I wanna scream, but I do love it here. And don't get me wrong, I have spent like the last 9 months just willing for my moving date to come. But now that it is here and it's coming up really, really fast, I am looking at this gorgeous state through rose-colored glasses. So I'm gonna miss stuff like how clean the air is. Like you just smell it and you're like, nature and pine. I want to miss things like driving and being in my car and being able to be anywhere in 15 minutes, no matter how late you're running. And how nice the lady who checks out my groceries at my local grocery store is that's 2 minutes from my house. I'm gonna miss so many things, but primarily I'm gonna miss my friends and I'm gonna miss my family. I have been so lucky this past year to establish some really special relationships and have a sense of community, and I'm gonna miss so many of the people here. Like so many of them, and it's kind of scary to start over and not have that. And then I'm also gonna miss my family. I've lived with my parents all throughout college, and yes, I respect them a lot as parents, but they are also my pals. I love both of them so much, and the fact that I'm not gonna be able to see them every day and tell them about my day like face to face is hard, and growing up is hard. My mom is one of my best friends, and I feel no shame in saying that. I think that she is an amazing person, an amazing woman, and I love her, and I'm gonna miss her. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry, but it's fine. Whatever, I cried last night in her bed while watching a Diane Keaton movie and eating ice cream. I just sobbed. Not about the Diane Keaton movie, it was kind of mediocre. And then Iris asked me, what food place or item from Missoula are you gonna miss the most? So many things I'm gonna miss about Missoula. Missoula has an okay food scene, I think. Brunches at the Catalyst, oh my god. The Heap and the Buckwheat Waffle are both amazing food items. I'm also gonna miss the Good Food Store. Surprise, surprise. I go there all the time, even in vlogs. You guys see me eat there all the time, like wok bowls. They are my main source of vegetable. Related to that, green source, which is really close to campus and has 100% been solely responsible for keeping my diet pretty balanced throughout this last year of college. And I don't know what I'm gonna do without their grab and go section where I can just pick up a smoothie or pick up some raw veggie rolls and just be like, ba, 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 going back to school. There are plenty, I'm sure, that I left out, but those are my primaries, I think, at the moment, especially where I've been eating a lot these last few weeks. So I'm gonna answer one more question because my battery's blinking. You guys asked me so many questions. Like, oh my god, thank you so much. I was so worried that people had genuinely just forgotten that I had existed. So thank you so much for the questions. What scares you the most about your move? Also so excited for you. That's C Meg Run. I always think that it's really important to be transparent about life because I think social media, it's really easy to just kind of gloss over everything, be like, everything's fine, and you guys know, I'm not about that. One of the things that scares me the most about my move is just transition, what that transitional time is gonna feel like. I've visited New York a lot, but it's always been visiting, you know, there's always been like, oh, I'm gonna come back at this date or this date. And yeah, I think I'm more at an advantage than a lot of people because I'm an immigrant. I moved here to this country when I was almost 11 years old. That's kind of a tough age to adapt at, and I did it, and I can vividly remember what that time, first like 6 months felt like, and feeling so out of place, and not knowing anybody, and not feeling like I had my sea legs, and just feeling so uncomfortable, but also excited, but also out of place. Like, I remember what that feels like. I'm just kind of anticipating feeling that again. I'm just scared of things that could come up in that time emotionally, and just working through that. But that also makes me realistic about everything, right? Because I know logically from that experience that everything clicks into place at some point. Everything clicks into place and the queasiness goes away, and eventually you feel settled and you're like, this is my home. But I also know that it takes a while to get there, and that time is not easy. So yeah, that's the thing that I'm most afraid of, is just not knowing anybody, everything being new, and being like, when is this place gonna feel truly like home? The end. Thank you for watching my Q&A. I have missed you guys. I'll be back so soon with another video. Thanks so much for your questions. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that stuff. Love you guys. Bye.